everyone, today I'm going to be making red enchiladas, and I already made my rice here. The rice is all ready to be eaten, so I'm going to make the enchiladas, and actually I'm going to make the enchiladas kind of a fast way because my grandkids came. So what I did was I got the chicken from Costco in the can, and it's already chicken breast shredded, and all I do is I kind of, with the fork, spread it, and then I'm going to add a little bit of onion and garlic powder. So I'm going to do that, and I think I never really measure stuff, so I'm just going to kind of put it in there, but I think it's probably a teaspoon of each, you guys that measure everything, but I would say it's about a teaspoon each, and then just mix it up, so that way all the chicken can get the flavor of the onion and the garlic powder. It gives it a little flavor. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, I have a half a cup of vegetable oil. It's already warming, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my red sauce. And what I have here is I have a half a cup of flour. So I'm gonna brown that a little bit. And what I do is I just kind of go like this with the spatula so it doesn't get lumpy. And then, see how I already I mixed it all? I'm gonna go ahead and this is a half of a cup of chili powder, and it's the California one. If you guys don't know the difference, the California one is not the spicy one. It's more like for color. If you guys use the New Mexico one, that's a little bit spicier. So depending on what your family likes, they really like spicy food, then you guys can go ahead and use the New Mexico one, but we use the California one. So see, I kind of mixed it all up like that. And then what I'm going to do is I like to use chicken broth. So I'm just going to, I probably should measure it for you guys. Like I tell you guys, I never measure things. But let me see how much. So there's half a cup. There's a cup. There's another half a cup, so that's 1.5. So let's stir that right now, and then you guys, because it does thicken up, so what you need to do is just kind of mix it around. And I know already that I'm going to have to add more of the chicken broth. Okay. So I'm going to add some more. So this would make it 2 cups right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add another half cup. So 2.5 cups. And then while that's doing that, I'm going to add some comino in it. I keep my comino in a little jar. So I'm going to add probably about a teaspoon. I never measure things, so you guys, but it's to your guys' taste, whatever you guys want to do. And then what I do is I add a little bit of this chicken boiling, and I say I'm gonna add probably a spoonful of that also, because sometimes it might get a little too salty. So we'll do maybe a teaspoon and a half, just a regular spoon that you use to eat. And then I like to add some garlic too. So I'm gonna add some garlic powder, and I'll go ahead and add probably about a teaspoon of that. Okay, so just mix it up, and it starts, you guys will notice it starts to thicken up and it starts to get lumpy. So when that happens, you need to make sure you keep enough. Either if you don't have chicken broth, you guys can add just plain water. Sometimes if I don't have the chicken broth, I just use the water, and then I just use a little bit more of this. So you guys can see it's getting thick. So maybe let's add a little bit. Well, let me see, it doesn't look too thick. Oh, I forgot. Let's add some pepper too. So maybe a half a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, so that kind of looks thick enough already. So what I do is I just, I had the heat on medium high. So I'm gonna lower the heat so it can soak up all the ingredients that we added. So that way it doesn't get, you cook it on high, it starts getting real thick and it starts getting dry, and then you got to keep on adding either more water of the chicken or the chicken broth. So that looks good. See how that looks, guys? It's a good sauce. So I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna get a little bit of it to see what does it need. It's really good. Okay, so we are done with the sauce. So what I did, you guys, is and I'm gonna keep it on low so that way the sauce gets a little bit, it stays warm, and because if it gets cold, it's gonna get really thick. So what I did already was I already fried my tortillas. Oops, I fry them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip them. Excuse me. The pepper made me sneeze. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dip the tortillas. Okay. And then we're gonna put a little bit of the chicken. You guys don't have to put a lot. Maybe like that. And then I already shredded some cheese. It's the medium sharp, medium cheddar cheese. And if you notice, I have a can here of Las Palmas, the green. I'm gonna make a green sauce for some green enchiladas. So what I do is I just roll it up. So there, I just roll it up like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll all these tortillas up, and then we'll come back. So I ended up rolling them all. These are all my chicken ones, and these are my cheese ones. And what I do is I like to put a little bit of onions on some of them, not all of them, because the boys don't like onions on them. So for the grown-ups, I usually put a little bit of onions on top of them. It gives it a good flavor. And I put more cheese. And with that chicken, I still had some left over. But remember, I'm gonna do the green enchiladas. So what I did was, with the leftover chicken from that can, so with that can, you're gonna get, so what I'm doing is I'm putting the cheese on the enchiladas, but on what I was saying on the green enchiladas, the leftover chicken I had from that can, is this can? So I made 14 chicken enchiladas plus another 4. That's 18 enchiladas, and for that can. So, and you guys, if you guys want to fill your enchiladas a little bit more with the chicken, you can. I don't like to put too much in them, but so there. So we got the red ones done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the green ones, and what I did was I'm gonna put some cream cheese into the chicken, the leftover chicken that I had. So I'm gonna make these green enchiladas. So just enough to, see what I'm doing. Just enough so you coat the chicken with the cream cheese, and it'll give it a nice creamy texture. And then what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and make our green sauce. And we're going to basically do it the same as the red sauce. So I'm taking a 1/2 cup of flour. And then I'm just, with my spatula, I'm just kind of pressing it down. And it starts to get like thick, like a thick texture, as you can see. So we have to kind of move fast with this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put the Las Palmas green enchilada sauce. So I'm gonna put it all in there. And then you can stir it as you're doing this, so it doesn't get lumpy. And then we're gonna put a little bit of the chicken broth, how we did the red sauce. This green can, it's really, really thin, so the flour is making it a thick texture, a little bit thicker than the red. So you don't need to put as much chicken broth in it. So mainly what I'm doing is I'm gonna put the chicken broth just to give it a little flavor. Okay, not a lot. Maybe like a 1/4 cup of chicken broth to this, because as you have it on, like right now I have it on medium-high heat, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my comino. You guys will find out that I love to cook with comino. For me, I put it in my rice also. It just gives it a very, very good flavor. My mom always cooked with comino, so it's something that I've acquired the taste. So I'm gonna do maybe about a teaspoon also. And then just add the garlic powder to that. And then I'll taste it in a little bit to see how it tastes. I'll add about a teaspoon of the garlic powder. And then I'm gonna put some of this minced onion. Just a little, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. And I could see a little bit of lumps. So when I see the lumps a little bit from the flour, that it gets a little bit lumpy, I make sure I kind of smash it with the spatula so it gets all the lumps out. Then I'm gonna add probably about, you guys can do about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I don't measure when I'm adding my spices, but you guys could do it till you guys acquire whatever taste you want. Okay. Let me see how that looks. That looks about right. I'm gonna put a little bit more because to me it's a little too thick. So maybe a tablespoon more of the chicken broth. And then I'm gonna lower the heat because it's already, when you guys have it on the high heat, it starts really thickening up real fast. So I lowered it down to the low heat. Plus, I'm gonna taste it. Actually, I didn't add any of that chicken broth, but let me see how it, no, it's good. So you can add the chicken broth, but since I used the chicken broth, I didn't have to add it to this sauce, the green one. To the red one, I do add it, but to the green one, I usually don't. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up the green enchiladas. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit once we get these green enchiladas all rolled up, okay? So I ended up with the rest of the chicken that I had left over. This is how much I made. I made about another 10 of them. So now on these green enchiladas, I add sour cream to the top of them. Let me use another spoon. Okay. So we'll go ahead and these are done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my Monterey Jack cheese. I forgot to tell you guys that for these green enchiladas, I add Monterey Jack cheese. And so I'm just going to put it all over. I like to put a lot of cheese on my enchiladas. Okay. So we are done with these. I'm going to put them in the oven and then we'll show you guys the final result. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, they're right out of the oven and here they are. They're hot. So we're going to go ahead and take one out and then we can have someone taste them. Get another spatula for this piece. I hope I got them. I can't really tell. These are really, the green ones are really creamy because remember you guys, they have the cream cheese and the sour cream. So this is how they look. Ava, do you want to test them?
Sure.
Okay, I'll have Ava, my granddaughter, come over here and test them. Just be careful because they're very hot. They're just out of the oven.
Okay, yeah, that is hot. Mine.
Be careful. Are you okay?
Yes, my arm accidentally touched that.
Okay, now I'm gonna try the green one. I like the red one better, but they're both good.
Okay, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a quick lunch or dinner. I know a lot of you guys are out there working and you guys want something quick. That can of chicken from Costco that you can get in packs, that works good. But if not, you can always, if you have some more time, boil some chicken. And they're a little tastier when you boil the chicken than these because
But
these
they're still good.
they're still good. But the ones that when you do the chicken, especially if the chicken has the bone, it gives it a lot of flavor. And also that the broth from the chicken, if you do use the fryer or whatever, the broth from the chicken, you can actually use it for your sauce. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.